Gladiators, skirmishers, welcome to week 9 of the 2018 Sunday Night Fight season, live here from the Shado Pan Monastery in Kun Lai Summit. The last time the Sunday Night Fights were here, it was 2014, 4 years ago, and that night Foxy Hills defeated Chong to win their first championship. The Phenom made their debut just a week prior at the Shrine of Fellowship in the Jade Forest, and then made history with their first title, the first of 9, 4 years ago. Tonight, we will have, for the first time ever, the Warsong Championship defended on Sunday Night Fights territory. It will be Chong against Bigstew, the two number 1 contenders for the Warsong title. It will be a best of 7 DPS versus DPS duel, with the Warsong title on the line. The Texan Tyrant back in action against the Brahma Bull. The last time Chong fought as Horde in the Sunday Night Fights, it was against Bigstew. That was on the shores of Duratar last season. So Chong and Bigstew going to be in action against each other here tonight. And then later on, after the tournament determines who our new number 1 contender is for Easter Sunday, next Sunday at 6 p.m. server, we have our SNF World Title main event. McGregor against Enderstone. Enderstone, of course, cutting a swath through the likes of Emillea, Acrebus, and Red Bull last Sunday to earn his opportunity here tonight. And he will look to become the youngest champion since Sharp Swords to hold the title. And keep in mind, Sharp Swords back in 2012 won the title and became officer in the same year. So Enderstone looking to tie the record and emerge, cement himself as the Sharp Swords of the Death Knights. What a night we have lined up for you here. Smokey the Bear going to be up against Red Bull, a match that was at AFC that was advertised, and then Red Bull backed out at the last second. Tonight they will go at it. We have Bigstew up against Emillea. That was a fight that was teased on the Chong show, where Big said he'd like to have a rematch against Emillea with the Brahma Bull. And then, of course, we have Garland up against the Executioner of the Ebon Blade, Acrebus. All of it coming up next year. Week 9 of the Sunday Night Fights 2018 season is about to get underway with the Warsong Championship Best of 7 series. Enderstone, what's your prediction here? You have fought against both Bigstew and Chong. Of course, you have a lot of history with Chong. What's your prediction here for this first of 2 championship fights on the evening?
Bigstew's got some great heals, and Chong's got some amazing DPS when he's in the right scenario and as Windwalker. So I don't know how it's going to turn out. All I know is that it's going to be an amazing fight.
So here we go. Chong and Bigstew. The Warsong Championship on the line, and 7 rounds to determine who the reigning, the undisputed, the defending Warsong champion is. Bigstew, the Brahma Bull, the former champion who won his first title and became one of 2 Shaman champions in SNF history earlier this season, will look to win a second world title here tonight.
Yo, let's do this. I am a nightmare walking, psychopath talking, king of my jungle, just a gangster stalking, living life like a firecracker, quick as my fuse. Been dead as a death, back the colors I choose, red or blue, cause of blood, it just don't matter. Sucker died for your life when my shotgun scatters. The gangs of LA will never die. just multiply colors.
This ain't no joke, man. This is real.
You don't know me, fool. You disown me, cool. I don't need your assistance, social persistence. Any problem I got, I just put my fist in. My life is violent, but violent is life. Peace is a dream, reality is a night. My colors, my honor, my colors, my all. With my colors upon me, one soldier stand tall. Tell me, what have you left me? What have I got? Last night in cold blood, my young brother got shot. My homeboy got jacked, my mother's on crack.
And now the Texan Tyrant, the 5-time world champion and the Con of War, who fought Foxy Hills 4 years ago in this very arena as the Phenom went on to win his first championship, about to make his return to the Shado Pan Monastery. Chong looking to claim his first Warsong title here tonight.
Polo to the flow though, you already know though. It's Adamville for real, you see a hoe, just take a photo. I'm reppin' that's on photo with a fofo on your brodo. Cause that Jodo thought that he could rob a player for some dodo. Oh no, also Allen Temple, also England Mountain, also Misty Valley. And I got a couple pounds yesterday out of Cali. And my bad bitch from the valley bought me brand new balance. And I'm playing with a no American dream, dusted road. Man, she been ride clean since her daddy rode on fold. I done fucked her in every hole, telling every hole. I ain't fucked her with my wife, but if she meet her, might be a go. Rick flat flashy, bitch don't I look dashing, bitch don't I look classy, bitch don't act so sassy. I'm the man, boo. That's with or without you. The hell with what your mouth say. Show me what that mouth do. Mouth do.
I hear him talking hella reckless. I won't even stress. Just kill him softly with my press. Won't even address. They say it lonely at the top, but this the best shit ever. Hey, don't you see me out here shining, bitch? I'm barely flexing. I hear him talking hella reckless. I won't even stress. Just kill him softly with my press. Won't even address.
The Pandaren prodigy, the Brahma Bull. 7 rounds to go here as week 9 is about to kick off. Enderstone and Akerbus will take it away on commentary. And Chong and Bigstew will take it away in the center of the Shado Pan Monastery. Our last fight here in this arena was Chong versus Foxy Hills. And our first fight back is Chong versus Bigstew. Here we go. Enderstone, Akerbus, take it away. Fight number 1 about to get underway.
All right, let's get it. Ender, what's your prediction for this one?
Yeah, as I said, I don't know. Amazing heals versus some really nice damage. I don't know if Bigstew can heal through it.
I'm going to go with Bigstew.
Immediately, damage is thrown out from Chong. bringing Bigstew pretty low.
It's about neck and neck right now.
Karma was
Touch
thrown
karma.
immediately. Seems like Chong's popping all cooldowns possible.
Yeah. He has that window right there.
Bigstew is around halfway, attempting to throw in some damage. Bigstew is stunned as Chong wails on him some more. Bigstew dropping. Healing back up to 50%. But only in vain because the onslaught of Chong.
He's rocked.
Bigstew in the red zone.
Yeah, he's going down. Maybe.
Chong is halfway as well. Bigstew barely in the red zone now. Now he is. Chong continues to fight.
Oh, man.
And there is the grapple weapon and the knockout. What an edge of your seat back and forth brawl that was. Chong and Bigstew reviving their rivalry from last year. What a first round and what a series this is going to be. Chong up 1-0. Ender, Akerbis, thoughts on that first round?
Bigstew managed to stick through it for a while, but not through Chong's amazing damage at the end.
Yeah, and something, he said that Restoration Shaman, they get more healing to lower their health, which makes it tough to hit home and get that win.
Yeah, I'm DPS for this one there. I'm going enhancement.
Oh, okay. You were resto the first one though, right?
Nah.
Oh shit.
Last year, Bigstew was resto against Chong. This time, he is enhancement. DPS versus DPS. Get your popcorn cooked, get your cold beverage of choice in hand, and settle in. Because the first of 2 title fights on this historic evening is underway, just as round 2 will be underway right now. Ender, Akerbis, take it away.
Round 2 starting as the dual flag drops. Bigstew summons his wolves and Chong summons Zuen. As he stays away and lets his pets deal with it. Chong still trying to get away as he is below halfway. Touch of karma thrown on him, on Bigstew. Chong healing up back to almost 100%, as Bigstew is still 100% with a shield. Chong continues to do his best, even though he's taking the most damage out of this. Chong is hexed as Bigstew is stunned. Still, Chong is struggling to bring Bigstew below 50%.
Yeah, this one's a lot more impressive on Bigstew's part.
Agreed, Chong might go down. Dripping almost into the red zone. Attempting to heal up.
Dude just drank a potion.
Bigstew still above 50%. Chong dropping low. Bigstew is same with Chong, Almost into the red zone.
Bigstew's suffering right now.
Chong at halfway. Bigstew still trying to get back up. Chong healing up almost to 100%. And Bigstew has karma thrown on him. Bigstew still dropping.
That's it. That's game. It's got to be it.
And Chong takes the second round.
Thoughts on round number 2, gentlemen?
Bigstew managed to bring Chong almost down in the second round, but alas, Chong does have the upper hand on damage and survivability. The mobility is too much.
Dude had him for a second, but he was able to, Chong was able to stun him, create some space, and heal up, and that was the turning point.
Predictions for round number 3 here. Chong leading 2-0.
I think nothing.
I have a feeling that if Big manages to keep his health up a little bit more and deal as much damage as possible and heal up during that karma phase, then he could possibly take the round 3.
All right, Bigstew coming very close. And then Chong using that mobility here. Remember, it was these 4 pillars. And it was Chong against Siwas, who had a 30-item level advantage against him. And Chong, as Brewmaster, managed to kite and then wear down the Warlock and win it. One of the most legendary fights in SNF history, and the one that really put Chong on the map as a tank fighter. Here tonight, using a little bit of that here in round number 2 to get the victory. Chong going to initiate round number 3. Here we go. Bigstew needing 2 to tie it up. Chong needing 2 to walk away as your new Warsong champion.
The third dual flag is placed. Bigstew trying to get an early stun, as Touch of Death is thrown. Chong still taking damage along with Bigstew around halfway. Chong below halfway, attempting to get away and heal.
Yeah, just like last time.
Just gotta keep that distance short. Bigstew still managing to keep up above 50%. Take that back, he is at 50%, almost dropping. Bigstew trying to get away from that karma as Chong continues to wail. Bigstew in the red zone.
Yep. He's done.
Hopefully he can get some heals off. He's hexing Chong. He continues to fight despite the incredibly low health, with Chong at full. And Chong takes the third round.
Chong and Bigstew. Pandaren, Prodigy, and Brahma Bull. Pandaren and Taran here with the Warsong Championship on the line. 2 of the top horde gladiators fighting for it all here. Who is the best? Who is the champion of the Warsong offensive? That is the question we are looking to answer here tonight. And you saw Bigstew there. The determination, the will. like a bucking bronco. He just would not go down there. And what a rodeo this has been for Chong, trying to stay on top and trying to get the win. And then Chong slipping away and healing himself up, back and forth. The tides turn. This is what you come to see in a championship series. And it could all be over up next if Chong gets the knockout on Bigstew. Bigstew now needing 4 in a row to win his first Warsong title, his second world title. Agabus and Ender, any changes in your predictions? Any things you want to add here before we get to this fourth and potentially final round between Chong and Bigstew?
All I know is that Bigstew's going to have to step up his game, and he has a lot to rise up from.
Yeah, I think Bigstew can win this, but I don't know if he will win this.
We will see here in round number 4. No time limit, DPS versus DPS, the Warsong title on the line. Here we go.
The fourth flag dropped. Seems like they're making some distance at first. As Bigstew drops 2 totems.
There you see Chong learning from his matchup as McGregor against Bigstew, not going into those totems like McGregor did, not marching Bigstew down, letting Bigstew come to him. Go ahead, Ender and Agabus. Just had to interrupt with that little note.
Chong dropping, Bigstew still at full. Touch of Karma has been thrown out. Bigstew now dropping, attempting to heal up slightly.
Both fighters almost full health right now. Oh, Bigstew down 50%. Just taking a beating right now. All of a sudden, out of nowhere. Chong's getting him everything he got. He's taking quite a bit of damage as well. That's it.
And there it is, Chong doing what he could not do 4 years ago against Foxy Hills, winning the world title here in a war against Bigstew. Back and forth they went, trading blows and slugging it out for the most prestigious rank in the Warsong offensive. Ladies and gentlemen, fighters, combatants, gladiators, here is your new, reigning, undisputed Warsong champion, the Con of War, the Pandaren prodigy, the Texan tyrant, Chong, a 6-time champion surpassing Iron Lungs and McGregor. Now his first Warsong title is won. And we will see who rises up with the Warsong Grand Prix still to be fought here tonight. The first fight in the opening round of that tournament, which was announced on Saturday. We'll see who his opponent is at AFC 17. Snapewarts, Red Bull, Shenush, Emillea, all of them going to be in action over the next few weeks leading up to AFC 17 to determine the new number 1 contender for the reigning champion Chong's Warsong title. What a best-of-7 series, and what a victory for Chong here. His first title win since 2016 in his return to the Shado Pan Monastery. So there you have it, Warsong champion crowned, and now we move on to the Warsong Grand Prix, which is coming up here later on tonight. But before we get to that, we have our first SNF fight of the evening, the opening round here. Garland up against Acrebus, the Enhancement Enigma, and the defending champion last Sunday entered the St. Patty's Day Showdown against McGregor, the Duel of the Dwarves. And it was won by McGregor very convincingly, 4-0, stunned everyone who was watching. And now Garland's going to look to get back on track, and it's not going to be easy to do so as he finds himself against the executioner of the Ebon Blade, Acrebus. So Acrebus will be fighting out of the red corner, Garland out of the blue corner, as we now turn our attention to the Week 9 SNF tournament. Kicking it all off here with Acrebus and Garland. So Executioner of the Ebon Blade, Blood DK against Enhancement Enigma. The title speaks for itself as far as specs are concerned. Ender, what are you expecting from this one? Garland, Acrebus, you've seen them both in action. You've fought against them both, though Garland not as much and not in anything but exhibition. What are you expecting here from this one? And talking to Acrebus earlier today, what did he tell you? How did he sound? Confident? A little bit concerned going against a heavy hitter like Garland? Because keep in mind, Garland has knocked out Blood DKs before. We saw him do it throughout 2016. So what's your prediction for this one? Who do you think is going to come out on top? And Ender just whispered me. He said that he thinks Acrebus is going to come out on top, and he sounded very confident earlier when he talked to Acrebus. So we will see if that confidence translates to victory here tonight. So here we go. Enderstone having some technical difficulties with his mic. We're not having technical difficulties with the fights, as Acrebus and Garland are about to line up, and we get our first Alliance versus Alliance fight underway here. Keep in mind, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, next Sunday, 6 p.m. Server 9 Eastern Time, the 5th annual Easter Sunday Showdown at the city of Tolvir in Uldum. We will see who's going to be the champion, who's going to be the challenger after the conclusion of this tournament. So here we go. Acrebus lining up from blue, Garland from blue, Acrebus from red. Let's get it on here. A 5-round contest, 2 minutes per round. Blood DK versus Enhancement Shaman. Acrebus lining up from the red corner, I believe. Garland, okay, there's Garland. He's lining up from the blue corner. Again, Garland, blue, Acrebus, red. And here we go, Tank versus DPS. Toby, you've seen Garland. You were there in that season when I was talking about where time and time again Garland went against Blood DKs and came out on top. What's your prediction here tonight? Do you think Garland will be able to beat Acrebus?
Honestly, I'm unsure. I honestly think Acrebus has it, but Garland, I haven't seen Garland on very much, but I haven't been on very much, so he could have geared. So Garland could also have a very fair shot here. I've fought both of them. I had a tougher time with Acrebus than Garland, but it's still either man's fight.
Keep in mind, the only 2 fighters that have knocked out Acrebus, Maverick, the barbarous one, and Javar, the reigning world champion. Here we go. Acrebus is going to initiate this first round. 4-time champion versus 3-time champion. 2 minutes per round, 5-round contest. Here we go. Garland down to 75%, down to 50, down to 25. Acrebus down to 75, back up to 90. Garland popping cooldowns. Agabus down to 75%, Garland down to 50. There's the Hex Totem as Garland tries to buy time and get some space here to where he can really unload that damage. So far, getting knocked down to 25%. Agabus hammering away here. Looking for the knockout. As I said before, Agabus he stands there and swings on you. He does not look for the ground and pound, and he's looking for the finish here. Garland goes down to the red zone and barely keeps himself above water. Agabus like a great white shark trying to drag him into the deep waters like an alligator or a crocodile. And Garland trying desperately to keep himself out of that deep end and hold on. Can Garland do it, though? That's the question. You come off an 0-4 loss, a little bit rattled. We'll see if Garland can rebound. Agabus at 100%. Garland down almost into the red zone. There he is into the red zone now. He's rocked. He's hobbled. Somehow he will not die, though. And somehow he's going to buy some more time here and survive for the moment. Agabus down to 75%. Garland hanging in there at 25%. Amazing how many times Garland has battled back from the red zone. Ten seconds remaining, and this first round will come to the rolls. Garland down 5%. Blood Drinker up, and down goes Garland. It will not come to the rolls as Agabus scores the round one knockout. And I was going to announce there, if it did come to the rolls, healers and tanks will no longer by default win any round against a DPS fighter. Since this is a very special scenario where we have mostly tank and healer mains on the roster, I feel it only fair to the DPS fighters that they get a chance to roll should it come to the end of the time limit. So here we go. Round number 2. Agabus not allowing that to happen. There in round number 1, he scores that thunderous knockout with a vicious Blood Drinker. And now he will initiate round number 2, up by 1. So with that new rule change, obviously, if Garland can just hold on for 2 minutes, he could at least have a chance with the rolls. If he can't get Agabus down, then he could at least try his chance with Fortuna and the roll of the dice. Round number 2 is underway. And now Agabus and Garland are going to swing away on each other here as Garland drops down to 25%. Agabus was almost all the way down into the red zone there, but somehow battles out of it. Agabus down to 25%. Now it's Garland who's bringing the punishment. Here comes the pain from Garland. And look at the anti-magic shield from Agabus, who heals all the way back up to 100%. There's the death grip in on Garland, who darts away in Ghost Wolf form. And all the way back up to 100% is Garland. You see a little fire lit under his arse right now as he found out that, hey, I only have to survive for 2 minutes. I can do this. And now he is just doing a hell of a job keeping his health all the way up to 100%. And right around that, as Agabus tries to swing away, Garland now using those pillars that Chong made famous back in 2014. And now popping his cooldowns and standing toe-to-toe with the executioner of the Ebon Blade. Agabus dropping low down almost into the red zone. Garland, reminiscent of Javar at AFC 7 a couple of years ago, where Javar knocked out Agabus standing right in the trenches with him. And somehow Agabus holds on. What a fight, what a brawl, what a slugfest showdown here at the Shado Pan Monastery. Anti-magic shield, the anti-magic shell is up there. Agabus somehow healing all the way back up to 100%. That was way, way too close for Agabus. I have not seen him brought that low all season long. But Garland manages to do it. There's that healing surge casted by Garland. Agabus down to 95%, right around 80. Garland now down to 25. Back up to 50. Back up to 75. And Garland will bring it to the rolls. So he almost had the knockout. When he couldn't do that, he will at least have a chance to win via the roll of the dice, as per the new rules unveiled here tonight. And Enderstone and Acrebus, you will verify the rolls since I'm on Horde at the moment. Enderstone, go ahead and verify these rolls here. Acrebus, roll first.
66 from Acrebus.
All right, Garland, go ahead and roll.
And a 27 from Garland.
So Acrebus at long last winning via the rolls. How long has he been waiting for a victory with the rolls? I think his entire career, he said he's never won a fight via the rolls in his entire career. So he's looking for his first win tonight. There's an additional round victory. And now Garland just has his slim chances just got even slimmer, as he is down 0-2. And Garland is going to tap out here for the third round. So Acrebus going to advance in the tournament. Garland bowing out. And there is your first victor of the evening as far as the SNF Week 9 tournament is concerned.
We were just ending round 2 on that one. Neither of us wanted to forfeit, so we were just kind of looking at each other.
Oh, okay. Whew. False alarm there. Almost
Yep.
perceived as a tap out. All right, so we're ready for round 3. All right, so here we go. Clarification given on that one. And now clarification will be given to the question and the answer of the question of who's going to advance here into the tournament between Garland and Acrebus. Slugging away at each other. Back and forth they go. Garland down to 25. Acrebus getting that blood drinker off. Garland does not get the interrupt off it. And that blood drinker was what KO'd Garland earlier in the evening. Garland now down to 25% cooldowns. Pop from the enhancement Enigma. Electrifying damage here as Garland continues the punishment. Acrebus down to 75%. Garland down to right around 25. Down to 15. Staying right above the red zone. Doing a good job kiting. Uses that hex totem there to create some space and buy some time against Acrebus. Garland down to right around 25%. Acrebus pursuing, chasing, trying to run down Garland here, trying to score the finish. Garland into the red zone, 5%, rocked, hobbled, and dropped as Acrebus scores the thunderous third round knockout and will advance in the tournament. What a series for Acrebus, 3-0 against Garland. And the enhancement Enigma going to have to go back to the drawing board now on quite a losing streak there against McGregor and now Acrebus. So we'll see Garland back in action, and we'll see him try to get back on track as the SNF season continues on. So what a victory there for the executioner of the Ebon Blade. Enderstone, your thoughts there on Garland versus Acrebus?
I'm surprised Garland got him so low, but eventually Acrebus withstood all of the damage and brought Garland down. I think that was pretty amazing, though.
Alrighty, so moving right along here, we have our next fight of the evening. Smokey the Bear against Red Bull. Elemental Shaman against, I believe Smokey's going Boomkin, but he might be going Resto. And regardless, might even go Feral. But regardless, in this arena, with these 4 line of sight pillars, with all the trees, with all the openness of this arena, you have the platform there, which is very close quarters, and then you have the wide open space around it. This is anyone's game. Ender, what's your prediction here for this battle? Alliance versus Horde, Night Elf versus Tauren, Warsong Offensive versus Alliance Revolution. This is going to be a slobber knocker.
With the amazing, Smokey is very good at all the specs I've learned, and if he goes Resto or stays Resto, he's going to be able to withstand all of the damage done by Red Bull. But then again, Red Bull does have some amazing damage outcome. so it's going to be tough to predict, but I have a feeling that Red Bull can take this one.
All right, and Smokey the Bear will be lining up from the blue corner, Red Bull the red corner. Veterans collide here. Smokey the Bear, a two-time champion, the 2016 SNF season champion. Red Bull, a veteran of World PPP, a veteran of Psycho, and he's played for years. Both of these guys have played all the way back since Burning Crusade Vanilla. They are seasoned veterans, and they are ready to collide here as they represent their guilds and their factions. Let's get some banners up before we get this one underway. This was scheduled as an AFC fight. And then due to some real-life circumstances coming up for Red Bull, he had to withdraw, and Smokey the Bear. It never happened. So here tonight, we have a chance to see it. Red Bull was fortunately able to make it. Smokey the Bear is here. He's ready. And what a treat this one is going to be. This is an AFC prize fight right here in the Sunday Night Fights. And in my opinion, it's kind of a dream match because I've been waiting to see this one for a while, and I think everybody else has as well. Now, the question is, Smokey the Bear, what spec is he going to be using for this 5-round contest? And furthermore, where is Smokey the Bear? Ah, there he is. Okay, so what spec is Smokey? I can't even tell. Let's identify that first.
He is Phil.
Smokey the Bear going to go feral for this one. Interesting. Interesting. All right, Red Bull almost brought down Enterstone and KO'd Bigstew and really just put on the best performance of his 1v1 career last Sunday. So it'll be interesting to see what this determined Red Bull is able to do against Smokey the Bear. He's fired up. He's revved up. Smokey the Bear is ready to light it up. And here we go. Smokey the Bear, Red Bull going to collide in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There's the roots on Smokey the Bear. Red Bull trying to create distance. Smokey the Bear slowed, snared, getting beaten on by that rock elemental. And Smokey the Bear is now down to 75%. As Red Bull doing a fantastic job kiting him. Red Bull's also trailing now. Smokey the Bear down into the red zone here. Smokey the Bear is at 5% on spaghetti legs. And there's the lava blast. Elemental burst coming in from Red Bull. Red Bull's looking to go for the kill here on the Legend Killer. Can Smokey hold on? Oh, he can't. Red Bull scores the knockout and takes round number 1. You don't need a time limit for that one. You just need some fresh popcorn and a nice cold beverage. Because that is what you come to see here in the Sunday Night Fights, ladies and gentlemen. Back and forth they went. Red Bull doing an amazing job kiting and keeping the distance, and then landing that just jaw-shattering knockout at the end against Smokey the Bear to take it 1-0. This is an entirely different Red Bull. You could say it's because he's been tempered in Antorus. He's gone and rated some of the hardest content. You could say he's just focused and ready for a second win in his 1v1 career. Whatever you want to say, whatever you want to think, Red Bull is the best he's ever looked. And he's looking to get another win against Smokey the Bear here in round number 2. Red Bull, let me know when you're ready, and we will get round 2 underway.
Yeah, I'm good. Actually, 1 second. I got 10 seconds left on my trinket.
All right, enter predictions here for round number 2. I am shocked. I mean, if I was to give a prediction on this one, I wouldn't be able to because I think it's such an even matchup. It's so close skill-wise and experience-wise. I really think this is go either way. But what's your prediction for round number 2 here? You said Red Bull was going to win it, I believe, earlier.
Yes, but that might have changed since Smokey has changed to Resto. This could give him a much better chance of surviving the onslaught of damage from Red Bull.
We will see. Smokey the Bear has found great success on Farrell, as Resto, as Balance, you name it, he's done it. He's one of the most versatile players we've ever seen. We'll see what he's able to do. As Resto will be the restoration revival here in this series. That's what we're about to find out. As round number 2 begins in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep in mind, 2-minute time limit. The clock is now running. And if Smokey survives the round, Red Bull will still have a chance to roll. Red Bull down to 75%. Smokey down to 75 as well. Red Bull and Smokey the Bear exchanging blows here in this shootout between Elemental and Restoration Druid now. Maybe Smokey will go Balance in the 3rd round. Who knows? We'll see all 3 of the specs that Smokey plays so well. Healing Surge being cast from Red Bull. Smokey's health has not moved. There's that Moonfire. Keep in mind, Smokey the Bear, every time that he has defeated Javar, of the 2 times that he was able to do it, he did it as Restoration. Because of this very reason, because of this very ability that he has to kite and to just wear down the opponent with those relentless Moonfire blasts. And there's that mobility that Smokey is so renowned for. Red Bull healing himself back up, doing a good job to his credit of getting those heals off and getting all the way back up to 100%. Red Bull really struggling in this round to get any sustained damage off on Smokey the Bear. 20 seconds remaining now as the Lava Burst comes in from Red Bull, and Red Bull is still trailing here. Desperately trying to get some heals off there to just keep him up. You got to watch because Smokey, he can spring forward in a blink of an eye with incredible damage. And there's Red Bull springing forward with some incredible damage now. 5% Smokey the Bear into the red zone. 1 second remaining, and it will come to the rolls. Unbelievable final seconds to that one. Wow. Just as I was mentioning, you got to be careful with Smokey's damage. Red Bull just steps on the gas pedal and nearly knocks out the Ashenvale Assassin. Wow. All right, enter Stone, Acrebus. Either one of you, go ahead and verify the roll for Smokey the Bear on Alliance side.
A 92 from Smokey.
92.
And a 4 from Red Bull. Wow, what a lopsided roll that is. Acrebus, you know what that feels like, brother.
Yeah, dude, I'm right there with you, Red. I'm right there.
All right,
Yeah.
so here we go, Smokey time.
I wore out all my RNG playing World of Tanks. Just letting you kids know out there, if you play World of Tanks, that is burning away at whatever RNGs this is smiling down upon you. And when you come to play another game and you're like, hell yeah, I got this loot token, just know that RNGs is not there for you and that you're going to get a fucking artifact token every time.
Tied up 1-1. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round number 3 is underway. So RN Jesus, as Red Bull so eloquently put it, not on his side there in that one. Smokey the Bear tying it up 1-1. Anyone's game here. This is what I was talking about earlier. It's so hard to predict this one, especially with Smokey as Resto now. And those 4 pillars, and that's what's so incredible about this arena. You know, Chong used it, Foxy Hills used it back in 2014. You can close quarter, just slug it out up there on the main platform, or you can take it out into the open on the courtyard surrounding it. It's just an incredible arena, and Smokey the Bear's making good use of it here. Just kiting around, using those pillars for line of sight, getting the healing surge off there does Red Bull, but the second one is interrupted. 45 seconds down, and Red Bull's still trying to get some sustained damage up on Smokey the Bear. Keep in mind, it was the final few seconds of that last round where Smokey almost dropped. And that's why Smokey the Bear has to be on his toes here throughout this one. Red Bull down to 50%. Lava Burst coming in. Ice Fury. Smokey the Bear taking some damage. We'll see if he's able to heal himself back up 75%. Now there's some sustained damage from Red Bull as Smokey the Bear starts to feel some pressure and gets away with the travel form and then some well-needed heals over time. Red Bull now getting some heals off himself as we have just passed the 1 minute and 40-second mark. 20 to go as Red Bull is standing right around 75%. There's the roots on Smokey the Bear. Red Bull trying to close the distance. Keep in mind, Smokey the Bear, as Restoration, was able to beat Snape Warts. We'll see if Red Bull is able to succeed where his longtime friend was not. 3, 2, 1, and at least for this round, he won't. As far as getting the knockout. Now we'll see if he's able to get Fortuna on his side, as I prefer to call it, with these rolls. The Roman God of Luck, as I've always called it. You better have Fortuna on your side. And Red Bull is going to roll first. 17. Smokey the Bear rolling next.
Smokey the Bear rolls a 10.
So Red Bull now leads it 2-1, just like that, takes the lead yet again. Round number 4 here in this 5-round contest will begin as soon as Red Bull is ready.
Ready.
All right. Here we go in 5, 4, 3. Gentlemen.
Sorry,
Right,
started taking
stop.
damage.
Everybody stop. Yeah, Smokey, come on. All right. Red Bull, let me know when you're ready.
Ready.
All right. Round number 4 begins in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And here we go. Red Bull down to 75% already. Smokey coming out. He couldn't wait to get this one started. Quick trigger finger on that last one. A little bit of a false start there on Smokey. Red Bull and Smokey both neck and neck here. Then Smokey gets the heels back up to 100%. Red Bull down to 50. Gets the interrupt there, does Smokey the Bear. Red Bull's now rocked. And then he gets right back up to 60%. Oh, my God, look at the damage there. Thor himself struck Smokey the Bear through Red Bull. The hex on Smokey, and Red Bull is giving chase here. Oh, my God, the damage there from Red Bull. You talk about being thunderstruck. Oh, my God, what damage. Smokey the Bear almost dropped. And that window closed in the blink of an eye as Smokey went all the way back up to 100%. Unbelievable series. Smokey down to 60%, hanging in there at 75. Red Bull healing back up. Red Bull doing a great job, not only doing that damage, just picking and poking at Smokey, but also keeping himself topped up, because you have to realize as this goes on, Smokey is just constantly hammering away with Moonfire, just consistent damage. And if Red Bull's not on top of it, he could very easily be worn down. Smokey the Bear down to 95%. Right back up to 100. Red Bull now on 25%. All not quite into the red zone territory yet, and certainly not now as he gets back up to 50. 20 seconds remaining here. Healing surge from Red Bull. Smokey does not get the interrupt. There's the knockback on Smokey as he goes soaring across the arena. 10 seconds remaining here. Red Bull down to 50%. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And yet again, RN Jesus, Fortuna, roll the dice will determine who advances or ties up this series. Smokey the Bear will roll first. Enderstone will verify it.
Smokey rolls a 30.
And a 91 from Red Bull. Red Bull will advance his second week in a row where he has made it out of the opening round. Red Bull advances to the next round of the tournament. What a victory for him. He has now beaten Smokey the Bear. Last week he beat Bigstew. Healer, DPS, or otherwise, does not matter. Red Bull is on a tear right now in the Sunday night fights. And he is ready to rock and roll as the tournament marches on. Week 9 of the 2018 Sunday night fights continues on here, ladies and gentlemen. If you're watching us on Twitch or Revolution Radio in the future, we thank you for watching us. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're watching on Twitch, buckle up because it is about to get even better here as we continue on here at the Shado Pan Monastery with a championship main event still to come. And our next fight, Emillea and Doc Stew. Doc Stew fighting for the first time since last season, where he fought, the 2016 fall season, where he fought Foxy Hills atop Karazhan in the Phenom's final regular season fight. It was Doc Stew who was in the 2014 season championship finale against Foxy Hills. It was Doc Stew who defeated Siwas back in the 2014 season to become the first Shadow Priest champion. And it is Doc Stew who returns to action here tonight for the first time in 2 years against the Phantom Phoenix Emillea. Healer versus Warlock, and what a comeback this is for Doc Stew. We'll see how he does here in his first fight back. Emillea, Doc Stew, Horde versus Alliance, Dwarf versus Undead. Let's get it on here. 5-round contest, 2 minutes per round, begins in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And keep in mind, Emillea returning just last Sunday. So 2 returning well-known seasoned veterans, superstars in action here at the Shado Pan Monastery. Doc Stew going to get the interrupt immediately on that fear. Second fear going to land. There it is. And there's the Drain Soul on Doc Stew. Discipline Priest versus Affliction Warlock. Doc Stew down to 75%. Emillea casting Drain Soul there. Going to keep the heals up. No surprise. And Doc Stew not really doing a lot of damage here. He's playing very conservative against Emillea. Doc Stew down to 75% now. It is Doc Stew who is taking the majority of the damage here, as that Drained Soul continues to wear down on Doc Stew, who now is falling dangerously low into the red zone. Here he's on spaghetti legs, and Emillea gets the knockout in round number 1, just over a minute in. It was Doc Stew who introduced mind control in the 2014 season champions brawl atop Ice Crown against Foxy Hills. Here tonight, he did not land mind control. He did not land a lot of damage. It was Emillea who got the knockout. Emillea, the Phantom Phoenix, she's going to be in action later on tonight. She has 2 fights on the evening. One, the first of the opening round of the Warsong Grand Prix, which we announced on Saturday. Emillea will be up against Shanush. Shanush and Doc Stew were raiding partners throughout Cataclysm. They raided together throughout the Cataclysm raids and the Cataclysm tiers. And here tonight, Emillea will be up against both of them, looking to defeat both and advance in both tournaments. Emillea dropping that portal, and when she is ready, we will begin round number 2. What a round number 1 victory for Emillea. That knockout, just taking Doc Stew down out of nowhere. That damage. Doc Stew just did not have an answer for it. And as I said, I mentioned earlier, Doc Stew won his first and only title against Siwas. Now, I've compared Emillea plenty of times to Siwas over the years. And another comparison here tonight, Doc Stew finds himself yet again up against a very capable, talented Warlock. As an underdog and looking to win his second title next Sunday on Easter Sunday, the 5th annual Easter Sunday Showdown. Emillea looking to do what Siwas could not do, and that is knock out Doc Stew. Round number 2 will begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Doc Stew versus Emillea is the scene here at the Shado Pan Monastery. Again, we thank you for joining us for week 9 of the 2018 SNF season. Drain Soul being cast there from Emillea. Doc Stew already feeling that punishment as he drops down to right around 60%. Drain Soul going to consistently just take that toll on Doc Stew here. Fear, Unstable Affliction coming in. Drain Soul yet again. Doc Stew not getting a single moment of rest or respite as he kites his way, dances his way across the outer edge of that inner platform. Emillea going to continuously look at the merciless. Oh my God, there's the knockout in round number 2. This time just over 50 seconds in. Wow, Doc Stew just like that. Emillea just ruthlessly continuing to crank up the pressure, crank up the dots, and then just every chance she got, fearing. And then Drain Soul, fear, Drain Soul, and then all the while those dots just continuously wearing down on Doc Stew. Wow, what a performance from Emillea, who almost got the knockout on Enterstone. You got to think maybe if she had beaten Enterstone, it'd be Emillea that'd be the number 1 contender right now. Things would have been a lot different. But here tonight, Emillea is looking to win her first opening round contest since 2016. Emillea returning to action last Sunday. She's determined, she's hungry, and she's ready for vengeance here. She had a very abysmal 2016 season, to say the least. And as I've said many times this year, Emillea, as evidenced by that Acrebus versus Emillea fight, the AFC 16 Encore, Emillea has found her stride as Affliction. Definitely at the peak of her career. Doc Stew now needing 3 wins in a row. Enderstone, what are you expecting here from this next round?
If Doc Stew can heal himself through all of this damage, he could possibly take out Emillea, but there's too much damage coming through. I don't think he can do it, but there's going to be plenty of change for him to have a chance.
Ender, you were able to defeat Emillea. What does Doc Stew have to do as a, not a tank, but as a more conservative player, as a defensive player? What does he have to do? What's his mindset have to be? What's his strategy have to be to defeat Emillea?
He's got to interrupt the Drain Souls as much as possible, and if he can, just line of sight for fears, anything to stop Emillea from dealing damage and getting the advantage.
All right, so here we go. Round number 3 begins in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So will Doc Stew be able to take Enterstone's advice? Who knows? We're about to have that question answered. Doc Stew down to 50% already. And Emillea just, again, cranking up the pressure relentlessly. Staying on top of Doc Stew. There's the fear. There's the Drain Soul. Doc Stew unable to combat that demon, which is also harassing him. Without end, Drain Soul, again, just tunneling down the health of Doc Stew, who's now 5% down and out. And Doc Stew will lose this 1-0-3 as Emillea advances in the tournament with a very dominant 3-0 series against a returning Doc Stew. So there you have it. The Phantom Phoenix advancing. Emillea will face Red Bull later on tonight. And Acrebus will fight the winner of that very contest. We also have a second and final championship fight coming up here. McGregor, the defending champion, against Enterstone, the #1 contender. All of it still to come. The Grand Prix Warsong tournament about to kick off to crown a #1 contender who will fight Chong at AFC 17 April 28th. And then we have, of course, Emillea in action against Red Bull. So back-to-back fights coming up here. 3 fights in a row for the Phantom Phoenix. Emillea going to be lining up out of the red corner, Red Bull out of the blue corner. This one's going to be a 5-round contest. No time limit. DPS versus DPS. Red Bull against Emillea. Only the best range gunslinger is going to advance to get the opportunity to fight Acrebus. And that is a very tall order. Emillea has already beaten Acrebus. She's knocked him out. And you got to think she's hungry for a rematch. Red Bull has never fought Acrebus. He has fought Enderstone, excuse me. We'll see if he can advance against Emillea here tonight. Elemental Shaman versus Affliction Warlock. We've seen countless melee just brawls. I mean, back and forth classics throughout the history of the Sunday night fights. And tonight, I have no doubt, we are going to witness a range classic as Emillea and Red Bull are set to square off here. We are awaiting Red Bull to take his position on the blue corner. Enderstone, your prediction for this one? I think Emillea is going to get the win here. I just think that Drained Soul, the fear, the pet, the ruthlessness, the mobility. Emillea's at the peak of her career right now. It's going to be very tough for Red Bull to come out of this on top.
Agreed. Both of them have some amazing damage, but Emillea is the one with the fear, the Drained Soul, and ways to gain back health while fighting. So it's going to be tough for Red Bull to persevere on this.
So Emillea could potentially become #1 contender for both the SNF title and the Warsong title over the next couple weeks. And, of course, here tonight immediately, that SNF title #1 contender spot. So we'll see. Emillea standing at the precipice of their best SNF season yet, and she will initiate the first round as the former champion. Whew. This one is going to be incredible to watch. Can't wait to get it underway. And without further ado, we bring to you Red Bull versus Emillea round #1. Here at the Shado Pan Monastery. Red Bull already feeling that pressure from Emillea. She's chasing him down. Red Bull down to 25%. Ice Fury being cast now. Emillea feeling some pressure here, trying to get the fear off. Lands it, gets the Drained Soul. All the way back up. Look at that health of Emillea just springing forward, and then so does Red Bull. Neck and neck they go. Around the arena they dance, and there's the Hex on Emillea. Seed of Corruption interrupted there. Stormkeeper being cast from Red Bull. It's a race to the red zone here. Health-wise, as Red Bull goes down to 5% on Spaghetti Legs. He goes, there's a Drained Soul. And Red Bull dropped there in an incredible gun-slinging shootout for round #1. Wow. That damage from Emillea is just vicious. I mean, it comes out of nowhere. It builds and builds and builds, and then before you know it, there is just no answer for it. Wow. And I thought Red Bull was just about to crank up the pressure there and really knock Emillea down into the 5% territory, maybe even like 2%, 3%. And Emillea just stepped on his throat and closed out round #1. Unbelievable performance here from Emillea tonight. 3-0 against a former champion and a season champions brawl finalist. Now looking to get the win against Red Bull. Enderstone, your thoughts on round #1?
As I said, they both have that amazing damage, and that showed through in that first round. But if Red Bull manages to line of sight and interrupt Drained Soul, he could potentially bring Emillea down in the second round and potentially win.
And so here we go. Emillea going to be initiating round number 2. Undefeated so far on the evening. We'll see if she can keep it up here. A historic return to the Shado Pan Monastery, our first event here in 4 years. And Emillea looking to advance to the finale for the first time in her SNF career. Fear interrupted there by Red Bull, who made the finals last week, came so close to a title opportunity. And, you know, there's a similarity between these two. They're both at the top of their game right now. They're both on fire. They're both on a tear. Question is, who wants it more? Fear being cast by Emillea there. It's interrupted. Drained Soul, going to get her some heals. Red Bull popping, Bloodlust. Here comes the pain. Emillea dropping dangerously low, 5%, somehow stays alive. And now it is Red Bull who's dropping. Red Bull down to 25%. Healing Surge is being cast. Interrupted there. Emillea and Red Bull ring around the rosy here, around that one pillar. Red Bull's down, dangerously teetering on the brink here. There's the Fear. There's the dots. There's the Drained Soul.
I'm out of range.
And Red Bull somehow keeping himself out of elimination from the tournament, or at least defeat in that second round. Wow, what resilience from Red Bull. That was incredible. Emillea looked like she had it. And then what resilience by Emillea when that lust was popped. Oh, my God, Red Bull dropping. There's your dagger right there out of nowhere. Do not blink in this one, ladies and gentlemen. Do not blink, because just like that, Emillea takes round number 2. And as I was talking about, when that lust was popped, it could have been all over for Emillea. And somehow the Phantom Phoenix rose from the ashes and battled back from the brink to win round number 2. Wow. I mean, already I said this was going to be a classic of range versus ranged in the SNF history, and I think it has delivered so far. Partner, Interstone, wouldn't you agree? And what are your thoughts on round number 2?
I agree, and I guess Red Bull wasn't able to withstand the second round, but as I said, it could go either way with this one, since Red Bull does have that amazing damage. Just like Emillea, he brought her low enough to almost finish her off. He just needs to push it in and just take that opportunity.
Are you surprised at the resiliency of Emillea there? I mean, you were able to defeat her last Sunday, but, I mean, Red Bull, it looked like he had it there when that lust was dropped. It looked like Emillea was done for. How impressed are you with that resilience from Emillea?
I am impressed, since Warlocks, they do have plenty of ways to protect themselves, but Emillea does a much better job than most of them.
Emillea has really risen up to the peak of her career, as I've mentioned, throughout this year and throughout the evening, and she will initiate round number 3 here, looking to advance to the finale and a rematch against Acrebus. All that stands in her way is Red Bull, who is also looking to advance to the finale for the second week in a row. Oh, my God, there's the damage. The knockback on Emillea. Drained Soul immediately being casted and interrupted. And Red Bull just sitting there spamming Healing Surge. He's playing a much more conservative game, you'll notice this time, using that line of sight. Emillea going to take the portal there and dance across, leap across the arena, that inner platform. And there's the Drained Soul from across the platform. Red Bull is taking some serious damage now, and that demon is just riding him as Red Bull now trails health-wise. There's some damage coming in there. The Hex on Emillea. War Stomp was being cast. I'm not sure if it landed, but Red Bull now down to 25%. Emillea now down to 25%. Emillea's at 5%, and again, the Drained Soul keeps Emillea in it. There's the Fear and the Drained Soul, and out is Red Bull, who is teetering with spaghetti legs. Will he go down here? Yes, he will. There is your dagger as Emillea takes another series 3-0. Emillea, the Phantom Phoenix, undefeated on the night, will fight Acrebus in a rematch from the AFC 16 Encore. What a series between Red Bull and Emillea. And with all that momentum, maybe this is to the benefit of Emillea that she has back-to-back-to-back fights, because up next, she is up against Acrebus. And Enderstone, as we saw and as we had the honor to call, that AF16 Encore was one of the top 5 AFC fights we have ever seen. And now we get an encore to the encore here tonight. Your prediction here for this 5-round contest, 2 minutes per round, the rematch, Acrebus versus Emillea. How do you think this one's going to go, partner?
I don't know. Acrebus has been stepping up his game in defense the past 2 fights he's been in, and Emillea seems to be doing more damage than usual for that past fight. But I don't know. Acrebus, if he keeps up his defense, and if Emillea keeps up the damage, it's going to be a long fight, but I have a feeling Acrebus can do this one.
So there you have it, the Blood DK picking Acrebus, and I think with how well Emillea has played tonight, I think that perfection is going to continue in this series. I think Acrebus might win 1, but I think Emillea is going to take this with 3 victories, at least 2 in a row. So here we go. Kingslayer versus Phantom Phoenix, with a number 1 contender spot next Sunday against the champion on the line. Who is going to advance to Easter Sunday against the champion? We have 5 rounds to answer that question. Here we go. Emillea, Acrebus. Round number 1 begins in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Week 9 of the 2018 SNF season, the finale, is underway. And Emillea, the reason why I said that, you see here the line of sight, the inner platform, how she worked it against Red Bull. We did not see that. Remember, both in the Argent Coliseum and atop the Utgard-like structure, we saw them fight atop. It was wide open. And here Emillea has all the steps, the pillars, everything that she can use to her advantage. Acrebus now getting on top there with some ground and pound. Take a little page out of your book there, Enderstone. But look at the damage from Emillea. Acrebus down low. Blood Drinker needs to be interrupted. Acrebus is at 5%. He's rocked. And Emillea is trying to get the finish here. Can Acrebus hold on? No, he can't. Emillea stuns the world and stuns the executioner of the Ebon Blade, who has just been executed in round number 1. Unbelievable round. What a knockout for Emillea. The maneuvering of the Phantom Phoenix, just unbelievable. I mean, this is the best I've ever seen Emillea here tonight. Wow. What a round number 1. Enderstone, is that how you thought round 1 was going to go down?
Not at all. I knew Emillea had that damage, but I didn't expect Acrebus to dwindle so quickly in health. Even his defensive cooldowns couldn't save him there.
Look at the positioning of the demonic portal there, ladies and gentlemen. There, and you look at the pillars, you look at the steps, look at the terrain. When Emillea debuted, she sat back and watched. She spent a lot of tournaments where she was eliminated, one and done, and she sat and she watched. And Emillea watched and Toby watched, and they studied. They studied how the fights were. They studied some of the best fighters to have ever stepped into the arena. Foxy Hills, Garland, Javar, you name it. She studied and she learned. And what she learned was to use the arena to your advantage, and that is what we just saw in round number 1. This is Emilea's playground here tonight, and Emillea is looking to stay undefeated on the night here against Acrebus as round number 2 begins as soon as Emillea is ready. this is the culmination of a journey to the pinnacle. Emillea has adapted, has evolved into the destroyer that you now see before you. Will Acrebus be able to withstand it? I don't think so, but we'll see. Don't count the Kingslayer out just yet. Round number 2, Emillea versus Acrebus, begins in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's time for Acrebus and Emillea to prove who wants it more and who is going to fight for the title next Sunday against the champion. And Acrebus doing a much better job this time staying on top of Emillea. She's pretty far away from those portals here. She's dangerous. And look at that, the resilience, the unbelievable bounce back. And drums have been popped from Emillea. There goes the damage on Acrebus, who's desperately trying to heal himself up and barely gets himself back up to 75% in time. Portal being used by Emillea. Death grip right back in. There's the unstable affliction being interrupted. Acrebus now firmly in control. And Acrebus at right around 75%. Now it is Emillea who is at 100%. And now it is Emillea who is bringing the pressure here on the executioner of the Ebon Blade, who's down low again. Somehow survives for just a second longer before Emillea takes round number 2.
So, Ender, what do you think Acrebus can do differently?
At this point, don't really know. If he manages the line of sight as much as possible and interrupt the Drain Soul, he has a chance of winning the next round.
You think line of sighting, even though he's melee, is going to help?
Yep, because if he can get out of the way of the Drain Soul and then rush in as soon as possible, possibly stun and then deal damage, he could bring Emillea low.
Iron said his audio is fucked. He's restarting.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will be right back in just about 5 to 10 minutes. Emillea on fire here tonight against Acrebus. And this series will continue up next. Stay with us here on WOAR Entertainment's Sunday Night Fights, Week 9 of the 2018 season. Continues on up next.
And man, that's greatness.
I swear that's greatness, greatness, greatness. You look into my eyes, you can see what I see. If you can say the world won't be the same without me, then we call that greatness, and that's a blessing. But wait a second, look, while we on the subject, let me ask a question. What's the proper word for the fire that's inside of you, that makes you bring the hunger out, the key that puts the drive in you, that thing that makes you wanna hit, pick you up when you slip, the thing that makes you wanna grip and restart when you wanna quit, the winner when you bout to lose, show 'em when you bout to prove, and never fall back. What you call that? We call that greatness, greatness, yeah, yeah, we call that greatness, greatness, yeah, yeah. Look into my eyes, you can see what I see. If you can say the world won't be the same without me, then you know that's greatness, greatness, yeah, yeah, we call that greatness, greatness, yeah, yeah. Step inside my shoes, take a walk where I've been. If they can say there'll never be another you again, then we call that greatness. Ever wonder how the greats ever came great? I mean, really, what did they do? What was their mind state? See it from a different angle, seem a little different, ain't it? Both had the same canvas, came up with different paintings. Tried to figure it out, hoping that they could linger on them, but it's out of reach and they just couldn't put their finger on it. Always want a CAT scan and x-ray to try on them. Tell you one thing, you won't find a quit inside of them, neither will you find it out. It's a million of them walking around, same ones in the dream that Dr. King talked about. Ready just to change the world, ready just to make their mark. Same brains from the minds that Tupac had tried to spark. And it's very clear they all gotta be winners, cause the only way they can lose is when they give up. And when it comes to the pressures, it's another level. I swear, man, it's something special. We call that greatness, greatness, yeah, yeah. We call that greatness, greatness, yeah, yeah. Look into my eyes, you can see what I see. If you can say the world won't be the same without me, then you know that's greatness, greatness, yeah, yeah. We call that greatness, greatness, yeah, yeah. Step inside my shoes, take a walk where I've been. If they can say there'll never be another you again, then we call that greatness, greatness.
in the Warsong Grand Prix. Shenush, Emillea, they're going to be in action tonight. Snapeworts, the multiple-time Gladiator, Bigstew, Red Bull, Flame Vortex, Smokey the Bear, Shaman, Jazzergall, Bovine, new faces, veterans, number one contenders previously, former Warsong champions, all of them going to be vying for a shot at the newly crowned Chong's Warsong title. So it's going to be amazing. I can't wait. And of course, each fight in the opening round of that tournament is going to take place over the next few weeks leading up to that AFC 17 card on April 28th. So can't wait to see who's going to come out on top there. And of those 8 fighters, Ender, who do you think is going to win it all? Who do you think is going to be fighting Chong at AFC 17 in the co-main event?
I don't think I have a straight answer for that. It's going to have to be determined to it. But all I know is that whoever gets there is going to be in for a rough ride, since Chong has been doing really good, or did really good tonight.
Who do you think, would you say, and this is my opinion, just playing devil's advocate, do you think that the winner of tonight's contest between Emillea and Shenush to kick off the Grand Prix is a very good chance that they might win it all?
I'd say so.
Of course, you can't leave out Snapeworts there as well, the multiple-time Gladiator. He's going to be looking for his first title opportunity. And, of course, he said he wants to do 2 things this year, his immediate ambitions within the 1v1 career that he's recently started, and that's defeat Well Dog in the War Games and win the Warsong title. So we'll see if one of those 2 goals or both of those goals are realized over the next couple weeks, as Snapeworts will make his SNF debut just a few weeks from now in the Warsong Grand Prix. I am here. Shenush is here. Thank you for the summons. That is appreciated. Big Dad, what have you thought about the fights tonight? What were you expecting? Did Emillea surprise you there? Obviously, you brought Doc Stu in expecting to get the win. Who do you think is going to win here with Emillea leading 2-0 against Acrebus? Do you think Acrebus will be able to turn it around, or do you think Emillea is going to win her first tournament in her SNF career?
Emillea's got the swagger tonight. I think she's going to get her win. It's like when Big Stu came back in. That night I just wanted to win, and I won against McGregor. She's just got all the talent tonight.
And, of course, Shenush and Acrebus, there's the face-off there. Shenush already, John and Acrebus, they are going to be fighting at AFC 18 to kick off the summer. So here we go. War Chief Shenush in attendance for this one. Saluting Emillea here, the Phantom Phoenix against the Kingslayer. Round number 3. We are back and we are ready to continue on with week 9 of the SNF 2018 season. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Acrebus taking down one of those demons there in that one. A little bit interesting. A little bit of a different strategy there, Ender.
I believe he's doing what I did when I was going against Emillea, using that demon to gain the heals.
Yeah, Acrebus changing it up here, and he's just going to wait out Emillea, it looks like, and get heals off the demon. Completely different strategy here. It makes you wonder if maybe Enderstone shared some whispers while I was logging back in. Do we have some evidence here, Ender? Are you willing to confess? Wonder what happened.
I think he's just adapting.
So here we go. Regardless, Acrebus now down to 75%. Now he's feeling some pressure from Emillea. Can't heal off the demon anymore. Doesn't look like Emillea's summoning the demon back. Oh, there it is. And, oh, I don't know. Maybe Emillea should have just kept the demon dead and gone after Acrebus. Either way. Acrebus again getting heals off of that demon and going after Emillea now. Acrebus down to 75%. Emillea, just incredible damage and really a stunner after watching their first series where Acrebus just looked so dominant and Emillea was just a constant underdog. And here tonight, Emillea is just towering over the rest of the roster, just having her way with everyone and running roughshod. As Acrebus falls to 25%, there's the Blood Drinker interrupted. 5 seconds remaining in round number 3. Emillea looking for the finish, and Acrebus denies the Phantom Phoenix that privilege. This one will come to the rolls.
Hey, let me get some heals. I'm about to die. Come on. Ah, Jesus.
Get a good shot of
Thanks,
this.
Smokey.
Oh, damn. God damn it, Smokey. Don't worry, Acrebus. SmackDown's coming in June. Get used to being on the ground. So here we go. The roll's going to determine whether Acrebus buys himself another round or Emillea stays undefeated on the evening. A 52 from Emillea. Anderson's going to verify Acrebus's roll.
A 35.
And Emillea will take her first tournament undefeated on the night. What a victory for Emillea, the former champion, just running through the roster. Doc Stew, Red Bull, and Acrebus. Emillea putting on the best performance of her career and winning her first ever tournament in the finale there. I have never seen a Warlock since Siwas, not since Siwas, has a Warlock gone undefeated on the night. And even Siwas would lose at least 1 or 2 throughout his series. Emillea, unbelievable, undefeated, and the undisputed #1 contender. So here we go. Emillea and Shenush about to make their entrances here to the Shado Pan Monastery. We have 2 fights left on the night. Shenush versus Emillea, the kickoff of the Warsong Grand Prix. And then the championship between McGregor, the defending champion, and Ender. Emillea, the Phantom Phoenix, undefeated in SNF. Will she be undefeated in the Warsong Grand Prix? We'll find out. Shenush is a veteran. He is and was the first Warsong champion in Guild history, the first Horde champion in SNF history. And who better for Emillea to go against? Who better to kick off this tournament for the Horde than the Warsong Offensive's War Chief? Enderstone, your predictions here for Shenush versus Emillea.
Considering the damage done towards Acrebus in that those past rounds, I'm gonna have to give it to Emillea with my prediction, since Shenush, depending on his spec, is gonna have a tough time getting through all of that damage.
All right, and the Phantom Phoenix will make her entrance first here to the Shado Pan Monastery as the Warsong Grand Prix is about to kick off live. The SNF tournament has concluded. one championship and one Grand Prix opening round still to be determined. And Emillea will look to continue her momentum now.
Come on! You know I got ya! Yeah! One! Break the wall! Break down the walls! For those about to rock and what you want, baby, you know you're Judas and I'm your priest. Baby, what I got is not from the least. Bring it to the stage in the rage of the beast. Step in the arena and break the wall down. Step in the arena and break the wall down. You know, coming on down, Jericho. You know I got you now, you know. Yeah, Jericho. Yeah. I'm awakened from a deep sleep. You're all weak. You're living in the agony of defeat. I am the master of your whole heat. I am the path to flock you like sheep. Step into the town and break the wall down. Your heartbeat is the only sound. Step into the light and then you know you were stopped and dropped by the wall of Jericho. Now you know. Jericho coming down. Now you know. Break the wall down. For those about to rock, set the clock. For those about to jump, I'm on pump. For those about to go, watch me slow. Break down the walls of Jericho. What you want?
Whether the walls of her opponent's defenses, whether the walls that have stood for so long, prohibiting range fighters from finding success in the 1v1 arena, Emillea has broken them all and brought them all down on the way to this very moment as she looks to ascend towards a Warsong title opportunity against this legend, this icon, this commander and war chief.
God said that a man should work with his hands.
It's your face, it's your chest going. If you know that he's the best, yeah. on my left, got a psychic sitting next to me, watching ever so closely. So I anchor with a broken wing, the why I gnash my teeth, but I couldn't scream if I wanted to. Catch about the dollar when I was spun to the bottom of hell, I got the muscle arm and did it on the way down. Wish I could work on my eye, but I probably can't now. All of this pain up in these flames, I'ma say now. All of the time I wish it rain now. Wake up! It's your face, it's your chest gone. Rampage. If you know that he's the best, yeah. Rampage. Nothing more, nothing less. Getting beat down, slam, cast down through the ranks. Rampage. Hear the chains, hear the howling. Rampage. The growling, the wilding. Rampage. He's brawling, he's pounding. Beat down, slam, cast down through the ranks. Rampage. It's your face, it's your chest gone. Rampage. If you know that he's the best, yeah. Rampage. Nothing more, nothing less. Getting beat down, slam, cast down through the ranks. Rampage. Hear the chains.
What a round number one. Unbelievable. I think that's the best challenge we've seen for Emillea all night. Enterstone, thoughts on that round one series between Shenush and Emillea?
Gonna have to agree with you. That was shocking how Emillea was brought down almost to the red zone and almost brought down out of the first round, but healing back up to 4 and taking Shenush down.
And Emillea will not be denied, but Shenush refusing to be denied there for some time. Emillea had him all the way down at 5%. Shenush just would not quit there. He would not tap out. He would not get knocked out. And we'll see what transpires here in round number two. Shenush versus Emillea, their first ever meeting. Warsong offensive legends, Warsong offensive icons about to square off here in their second meeting of the night.
Second flag for the second round placed.
It's too far away.
Shenush retreats behind the pillar. Shenush taking small amounts of damage as trying to wail on Emillea. Bringing her down very quickly. Emillea healing back up, trying to fear Shenush away. Shenush taking little damage as Emillea is dropping low.
I'm out of range.
Shenush a relentless charging bulk of armor, trying to deal as much damage to Emillea as possible. And Shenush takes the second round. Amazing work from Shenush on that second round, dealing plenty of damage, and Emillea doing her best to work through it.
If you stayed with us this late, you have not regretted that decision. We have arguably our best fight of the night underway. What a start to the Warsong Grand Prix. Shenush will initiate round number 3 as soon as he is ready. Emillea's health is back up to full. And here we go. Round number 3. Enterstone, take it away.
Third duel is in way. Shanish instantly rushes forward and deals damage. As I said before, relentless. Emillea doing her best to keep up, dropping to 50% and using Drain Soul. Shanish very low now, healing slightly up to 50%, still doing his best to take down the Warlock. Countless abilities thrown on Shanush, and Emillea takes the third round.
Emillea leading 2-1. Emillea changing. This is the adaptation I was talking about, the willingness to adapt and evolve and progress and constantly changing things that would make Glenn Moreau or Javar proud. You know, the cerebral assassin, the marksman mastermind. You look at Emillea's performance here tonight, all because of that. And as I said, all those losses back in 2016, she had a lot of time to sit there and watch and learn and study. And the culmination of all that is on full display here tonight. Shanush tying it up 1-1. Now Emillea taking the lead back. She needs one more win to advance in the tournament. Shanush needing 2 in a row. Who will be the first victor of the Warsong Grand Prix? We're about to find out as Emillea initiates round number 4. Doc Stew, Red Bull, Acrebus, potentially Shanush, all in one night. Another chapter in the history of the Shado Pan Monastery being added. And it is entirely centered around Emillea as she initiates the next round. Here we go.
Potential final round here. Emillea casting Drain Soul and an unstable affliction, doing whatever she can to take down the warrior. Emillea down low from the constant swinging from Shanush, attempting to slow down the warrior and do whatever she can to regain health. Shanush dropping low as well. Almost into the red zone. Emillea at full health, Shanush dropping. Still trying to persevere and take the...
Wow.
And Emillea takes it.
That is what you love to see in a fight. You know, I say it all the time. You either play to win or you play not to lose. And that was the pinnacle of playing to win. 2 fighters, 2 veterans swinging it out, duking it out there. And only one could prevail. And in that turn, it was Emillea. And throughout the night, it has been Emillea as well. Her only loss coming to Shanush in round number 2. What a series and what a triumph for Emillea here at the Shado Pan Monastery. And Emillea will advance. In the Warsong Grand Prix. Ladies and gentlemen, renegades, rebels, and outlaws, centurions, outriders, legionnaires, it is time for our main event of the evening. The championship on the line in a best of 7 between McGregor and Enderstone. Enderstone looking to win his first title here tonight, become the youngest champion since Sharp Swords to win the title and also be promoted to officer in the same year. It is another culmination of another journey. McGregor, the notorious one, looking to defend the title for the first time in his career. What a historic evening it has been here at the Shado Pan Monastery. We thank you for joining us and thank you for staying with us here late here for this very eventful evening of 1v1 competition. We've had a lot to get through here tonight, but all of it has been entertaining, and so will our next fight and final fight on the evening. A new Warsong champion crown, Chong winning his first title as Horde, surpassing McGregor and Iron Lungs in most titles won by a monk. Emillea running roughshod over the roster and advancing in the first fight of the Warsong Grand Prix. And now Enderstone looking to claim his first title against the defending Mystic Mac. Doesn't get any better than this. And Toby, Emillea, are you up to commentating this one? Or at least doing your best.
Best shot, I'll give it.
I'll say it on air. I don't care. I'm very proud of you tonight, man. Congratulations. You deserved it. You've worked your butt off to gear Emillea and learn Affliction Warlock and to see your journey to this point. I couldn't be more proud of you as a guild master and as a friend. So congratulations tonight, brother. You earned it.
Thank you.
Smokey, are you there? Do you have a mic?
Yeah, I have a mic.
All right. Are you game to commentate this best of 7 championship finale? Come on, brother. All you have to do is color commentator. You know, Toby will stumble through the play-by-play.
Yeah, man, I'll give it a try.
All right, there you have it. We got 2 legends on the broadcast booth taking over for me here. Smokey the Bear and Emillea couldn't have a better pick here for McGregor versus Enderstone. So it's going to be entertaining to listen and watch this one. McGregor and Enderstone meeting for the first time. In just a couple minutes here, we're going to have this one underway. But first, let's introduce our contender, the Wrathful Worgen, the Bestial Brawler, Enderstone, about to make his entrance to the Shado Pan Arena. time ever right here at the Shado Pan Monastery. What a shocking development here. What a stunning series of events. And two fighters that rose mirror to each other in 2016. It was Emillea who was rising through the ranks just as McGregor was, defeating the likes of Sprite in Emillea's situation. Both of them have wins over Cathoudis. McGregor defeating Foxy Hills and Big Dad. Emillea defeating the likes of Red Bull and Javar. And tonight they will meet for the first time ever, with Emillea looking to win her second world title. Without further ado, let's bring to you McGregor versus Emillea for the first time ever here on week 9 of the Sunday Night Fights, the finale to conclude it all. And the reigning champion McGregor will initiate the first duel after we get these banners up. So Enderstone's power going down there. Unfortunately, he had to withdraw, so he will fight the winner of this fight to open up Easter Sunday's tournament next week. Wow. As a fan, as someone who loves to watch 1v1 and fights in general, this is all you could ask for here. As much as I wanted to see McGregor versus Enderstone, this is a super fight. Emillea and McGregor. Doesn't get any better than this. And it begins in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's still recharging. It's not ready yet.
And McGregor takes round number 1. If anybody has the skill set and the abilities to counter Emillea's relentless range gunslinging ability, it is the Notorious One. And that is why this is such an intriguing matchup and why it's anyone's game going forward. Best of 7, still plenty of rounds to go. And Emillea will look to answer Mystic Mac in round number 2. Keep in mind the record for most titles held by a Warlock is currently 3. That record set by Siwas in 2014. Emillea will look to come one step closer to that tonight if she can beat McGregor. McGregor will be looking for his first title defense. As I mentioned earlier, he has never defended the title. He's won 5 of them, but has never defended it. So one way or another, you got a lot of storylines heading into this one, and it was scheduled to be Enderstone against McGregor, but he had to withdraw at the last second due to technical difficulties and a power outage. Nothing can be done about that. And so Emillea will answer the call and answer round number 2 if she has her way with a victory. Toby, you got to be as shocked as I am at this series of events. I had no idea I was going to be standing across from you here tonight.
Yeah, I was kind of glad I was done for the night, honestly. I'm tired.
It's all right. You can go to sleep. Just, 3 more dirt naps and we're good to go. All right, so here we go. Round number 2. This has been a long tournament. We had a lot to get through here tonight, so I appreciate those of you that are staying with us here and watching. Those of you watching in the future, this is what you came to see. Emillea versus McGregor. Round number 2 begins in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And McGregor takes it yet again, up 2-0 in the series. I am impressed by Emillea. I mean, you think about it, Bigstew, then Acrebus, then you had Red Bull, and then, of course, you got Shenush, and now you're up against McGregor. Back to back to back to back. Emillea has run the gauntlet here tonight. And you see, as Toby mentioned, fatigue. This is one of our longest tournaments we've ever done. We usually don't run this long, but as I said, we had 2 title fights, this being one of them, a Grand Prix to kick off, and, of course, our regular SNF tournament. So this is the culmination of it all. Emillea already advancing in the Grand Prix and, of course, winning a future title opportunity in the Sunday night fights, just amassing those wins there, undefeated in the SNF action. And here tonight against McGregor, now needing 2 in a row to tie it up. It will be either McGregor or Emillea up against Enderstone on Easter Sunday next week, our 5th annual Easter Sunday tournament in week 10 of the 2018 season. So here we go. McGregor and Emillea. Round number 3 begins in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Use that item yet. I need a target. I'm out of range.
Where the fuck did he go? I swear to God, if you're hiding in a tree. You son of a bitch. Oh my God. This is shades of when Emillea teleported to the top of a broken hill with Javar, and every time Javar got close, he feared him off. Oh, McGregor makes it. Nope, not this time. Oh my God, what a maneuver there from Emillea. Throwback to Javar versus Emillea at Demon's Fall Canyon. Emillea crafty and using all parts of the arena here tonight. There's the showmanship of the Phantom Phoenix. McGregor almost fell to the same fate Javar did, but Monk's, very mobile, able to get up on top of that rock and then finishing with the knockout. Now just one victory away from his second 4-0 championship fight. And keep in mind, it was last Sunday where McGregor defeated Garland 4-0, and tonight looking to stop the seemingly unstoppable force that is Emillea. We've seen Emillea pull out comebacks before, but this one is seemingly impossible against a juggernaut like McGregor. Still a unbelievable night. The best that I've ever seen from a Warlock for Emillea, defeating legends and new bloods alike. Even if she doesn't get the championship win, hats off to the Phantom Phoenix. Of course, McGregor looking to guarantee the match that was supposed to happen tonight against Enderstone. He's looking to guarantee that for next Sunday McGregor versus Anderson will be official here if McGregor gets this 4th consecutive knockout. Of course, Emillea looking for a rematch last Sunday. Emillea returned. Her first SNF fight since 2016 was against the Wrathful Worgen. So Emillea's looking for a rematch as well. So McGregor is ready here. As soon as Emillea is lined up, we will go ahead and commence with potentially the final round of the night. What a night it has been. That round begins in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Never before. Emillea has set the record tonight for most fights in a single night by any fighter in SNF or AFC history. That record will be published in the history of the WOAR World Championship. And now Emillea again trying with this gimmick bullshit over here on this rock. And how the hell do I get up here? This is bullshit. Ah, fuck, I missed it. You son of a bitch. Just as I make it to the top. McGregor and Emillea battling on top of this rock here, king of the hill. A battle for the top of the mountain. Emillea looking for the knockout. Oh, and Emillea scores it. You gotta be kidding me. Emillea is suddenly still alive in this series. Emillea and McGregor, a symbolic battle for the peak of that small little hill there, battling at the pinnacle with the pinnacle of the Sunday night fights on the line, the world title. Emillea yet again using the terrain to her advantage. What a win for the Phantom Phoenix. Now needing 2 to tie it up. Emillea, as soon as Toby is ready, we will initiate the next round. Emillea now just a couple wins away from claiming the 2nd championship of their career. And it will begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It is sudden death for Emillea. And McGregor is are you kidding me? McGregor is experiencing some lag here. And that gives Emillea some time to get over to the mountain. Or the small hill, whatever you want to call it. And McGregor dropping transcendence there on top of the mountain. Emillea dangerously low here. So is McGregor. Back and forth they go. Oh my God! McGregor makes the jump at the last second. And McGregor defends the title here. What a series there at the end. And leave it to Emillea to really spice up that finale with some showmanship and excellent use of the terrain. What a series. What a night for Emillea. And here are your victors, ladies and gentlemen. McGregor is your defending, reigning SNF World Champion. Chong, your new Warsong Champion. And, of course, Enterstone going to fight McGregor on Easter Sunday next week at 6 p.m. server. Don't miss out on that. Thank you for joining us here on Week 9 of the Sunday Night Fights 2018 season. What a momentous return. A monumental evening of fights in our first tournament here since 2014, our second overall. It's been a pleasure calling all these fights, and I hope you've been as entertained as I have, and I hope you join us next week when the Sunday Night Fights return to Tolvere for the 5th annual Easter Sunday Showdown as the Sunday Night Fights continue on here and the Champions Brawl looms in the distance. Good night, everybody, and until next time, we press on.